Okay, so apparently Meghan was seen in Los Angeles the other day at an invite-only entrepreneur event in Los Angeles. And it was at the Rosewood Miramar Beach Hotel. Right? It was a networking event and it was hosted by a venture capital firm called Graycroft, right? And it's hard to determine what she was wearing because I don't think they focus very much on her clothing, but she seems to have been wearing a cream shirt and she wore her hair loose according to the Mirror. And a fan captured her, took a snap and put it on Instagram, and that's how everybody found out she was at this event. But so what is this video about? Well, I think that with her entrepreneurial endeavors, the going in that direction is taking her more and more away from the royal family, and it's making the royal family more and more irrelevant in terms of her life, her success, her interest, her focus. I mean, I think everybody's still focused on her because it's such an interesting journey. But the idea that, Meghan and Harry are in any way focused on the royal family, I think that Meghan and Harry are perfectly happy to give everyone in the royal family as much distance as they could possibly need. In particular, Meghan. Meghan is very busy. She is an entrepreneur now and not a royal. She's not interested in being a royal, really. She, increasingly, I think she's making them irrelevant. She's making being royal irrelevant. She's going in a completely different direction. And I think that strangely, it makes people nervous because whereas they want to take her titles, whereas they resent her being royal, they also want the satisfaction of her wanting to be royal and being frustrated by the fact that they don't want her to be royal. And increasingly, she's making them irrelevant. She's making the royal family relevant, the royal titles irrelevant, and the people harping about her royal status irrelevant. She's just not paying attention to them. She's not going to anything where they're invited. She wants nothing to do with them. She does not need them. She doesn't need them, right? There are other press interested in her, even if it's just social media, right? She will get press. She doesn't need the UK press. She can afford to block the UK press completely and still succeed beyond your wildest imagination, right? She doesn't need them. She has made them irrelevant, and she's continuing to make them irrelevant. It's interesting to watch. It's satisfying to see this happen, where she is just making this whole posse of just diabolical, just reptiles irrelevant, right? And it's just beautiful to watch. So anyway, so they're talking about her a lot though, and they're absolutely obsessed with her trip to Nigeria, which is coming up. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're paying people off in Nigeria to try to get the details, the deets on this trip, give them a few £50,000. Just tell us, please tell us. Here's £100,000. They'll find somebody to do it. So, according to the Mirror, it says here, the PR expert told us Meghan won't necessarily be dressing to any royal dress code. Her outfits will be carefully planned in advance and fit to her style. And they're saying we can expect the outfits she wears to sell out, but there will be no official protocol for her to follow. How do they know this? It says here, Harry will be dressed down, wearing a casual look, and not be in a suit for the duration of his trip. How do they know these things? Because I know Meghan and Harry are not telling them. So they're getting their information from somewhere. They're paying some money under the table, getting as much deets as they can, but they're not going to get the juiciest of the deets because Harry and Meghan are not telling anybody, right? But again, like there's another article in the Mirror how Harry's family are being criticized for showing no interest in the Invictus Games, and I'm like, look, they are irrelevant. These people are irrelevant to the Invictus Games. They are irrelevant to Harry and Meghan's experience. Harry and Meghan are making these people increasingly irrelevant, right? They don't matter. They need Harry and Meghan to shine light on their royal appearances and their details, because nobody cares about their deets. Nobody cares about their deets. Everybody cares about Meghan and Harry's deets. Everything about them. What are they doing? What are they eating? What are they wearing? What are they attending? Etc., 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 etc. Right? So get over this whole thing about, the royal family has no time to see Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan extended an invitation to be polite, but Harry and Meghan don't need the royal family. The royal family is irrelevant right now to Harry and Meghan. And the more Harry and Meghan step into the entrepreneurial world, and the more they step away from this royal nonsense, the less relevant the royal family obviously becomes. And frankly, they can still double dip anytime they want. Right? Let's be honest. I mean, if they want to still hang on to their titles, and if they want to still hang on to the, quote unquote, royalty thing, they can, right? But they don't need it. They don't need it. They have made it more and more irrelevant, right? So, yeah, it's amazing to watch and satisfying on a whole level.